Yo,
You saying, man?
how you doing?
Good, bro. I'm very good. How are you?
Not too bad. Now your fucking fro looks immaculate. Like that's a filter, right? That is nuts.
Oh no, bro.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
that's all me,
That's
man.
that's crispy. That is crispy.
I had to grow it for I had to grow it for Three Sisters,
Yeah.
and then now I have to grow it again for this show. So just trying to take care of it, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. How long have you been, I guess, intentionally growing it for?
Um, since January, yeah, since January.
It wasn't always no,
No,
stop it.
it was like half the size, like half. So it's maybe three 3 inches longer than usual.
That is, did you pick it out just for this?
Nah, man. I actually just
Jeez.
yeah.
You rolled out of
Well,
bed and it was just immaculate. Gotcha.
Game. Yeah, no.
Oh my goodness.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right, everybody. I just went on a whole ramp, rampage on this guy's amazing hair, and some of you, especially if you're on the fucking podcast, of course, you're not even gonna see what's happening, but um. I've known this gentleman, I want to say at least, what, 5 years? No, more. No,
It's been
maybe
like
seven. 7
Yeah.
years, 7 years now. I as I was logging on, I was like, how the hell did we meet? I don't even remember how we met. Maybe we can figure that out. But I do remember seeing you at a monologue slam.
hmm
Um,
That's
and
how we
I
met.
know him.
Huh.
That's how we met. And I know you from just more majority of your film and TV work, but you're you're taking over the Canadian stage, and
Mm.
I'm excited to dive into that and learn more about that. But everybody, we got Tony Ofori. What's
Yeah.
up, Tony?
I'm
Oh
wonderful.
man,
So happy to be here finally.
yeah, it's been yeah. I I was surprised I haven't had you on yet either, because well, you've been busy.
I've
You've
been busy.
been
Yeah. I've been
super
busy.
busy.
Mhm.
So let's start there. You just got off Three Sisters.
Yeah.
You're right into what are you
The
rehearsing
death
for
of
now?
the death of Walt Disney. So I finished Three Sisters, I'd say maybe 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Um, but in that last week, I was in rehearsal at the same time for this Disney project. So it kind of overlapped by a week. I know. So it's been crazy. Prior to so last week was like my first day off in like 3 weeks.
Jeez.
And today's my second day off. So yeah, like
And
no
then
better.
when does your schedule pick up again to no more days off?
Um well, from here on out, I think I'll at least have one day off. Because I'm in tech currently, so my days are basically 12 hours. So it'll be like
Mm.
that for the next week. And then we'll start previews and then we'll start opening. So as soon as we
That
start
seems like such a fast turnaround for a whole new play.
yeah, well, I mean, typically you're in rehearsal from anywhere between 3 to 4 weeks. Because I was working on Three Sisters at the same time, that turnaround just kind of seems a little bit faster. But it's reasonable. Your theater has money if you're able to be in rehearsal for 4 weeks, because a lot of theaters do like a 2.5 week process, and then they expect you to continue in previews, right? So yeah, it's been 4 weeks. We'll be heading into our fifth week and then we'll do previews. But previews, even though we have an audience, it's still very much a rehearsal. You're seeing what
Mm.
works in front of an audience and what doesn't work. And it's a good opportunity to see how the piece is resonating with audiences.
And then were you auditioning for this? Like, or was this just straight to offer?
This one was a straight offer. I got it when I hopped off of Wild Woman. That
Hmm.
night, closing night, I got home and I uh I saw the offer in my email and I'm like, really? Um, Let me read the play and see. And I read it and I'm like, oh, this is interesting. It's like anything I've done because it's very staccato and the characters all finish each other's sentences, which is very challenging because you don't actually get to vocalize your full thought.
And I'm assuming because I don't know much about that play,
Hmm.
um, but like I assume just because of the topic, is it very then much in that it's weird how I'm saying mid-Atlantic, but it's all the way over in California. But would they still have carried that mid-Atlantic type speech?
Um, uh, well, because it's in a different time, yes and no.
Mm,
The Cali sound had a different sound completely in the early 60s, right?
yeah,
Because it was just a nobody, I mean, more so than now, but nobody was from there. So there's just an amalgamation of different sounds.
yeah,
Um, it's an interesting piece because it's about Walt Disney who wrote a screenplay. So it's kind of set up like a screenplay, but then the world of a table read kind of disappears, and you just see a bunch of actors um, living Walt Disney's last moments.
yeah.
Yeah.
And who wrote this one?
Lucas H. So
Okay,
he's an American dude. This has only been done in New York, I believe. So this
nice.
is yeah, Canadian premiere of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you say then like you're you're like top of the what is it cream of the crop when it comes to the projects that you're doing in
Mm,
Canada?
yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's really
Like,
cool. I mean,
yeah.
you know, the coolest thing for me is I have the opportunity to every show I do, I get to work with really amazing and established actors, and I get to learn from them. And as I learn, I just take that kind of experience and apply it to my next project. What I love
Mm,
most about theater is I get paid to train, basically. I
mm,
go to rehearsal every day. I throw shit at the wall. Sometimes it sucks, sometimes it's great, but it's a beautiful way to discover and to um, learn about your craft um, in front of experienced actors and watch them also do the same. And then you kind of refine that and you bring that to your film and TV work. Then you go back and do the same thing, you know? Yeah, people always ask, what do I like more? And I can't answer that because they're one and the same for me. It's just they both allow me to explore different parts of myself.
mm. That's fair.
Yeah,
Um, if you were, if your agent were to call you tomorrow and
yeah.
say, we got you playing, we want you to be in the Phantom of the Opera,
Hmm.
but we also got you in the next Marvel movie. Which one do you want?
Oh, definitely the Marvel movie. I
Yeah,
also don't like the Phantom of the Opera.
that's fair.
Like,
I was trying to think. I was trying to go for let's fucking say
I know
one
what
of
you
the
mean.
class.
It's like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
the longest
Which one would you pick?
show.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, that's another thing. Like, I like my theater in short doses. Like Stratford, I can't do it. Like Shaw, like all those festival things where you have to be living in a character for so long. I think that also stifles your art because then the, it takes away the opportunity for you to continue to
How
just
about this? How about this? Marvel or an
Mhm.
August Wilson play on
Ooh,
Broadway.
ooh, damn. That's a hard one.
Hmm.
That's a hard one. Marvel or Do I get a fight scene?
In the play or in Marvel?
In the Marvel series, I don't want to be behind a computer. No, don't put me behind a
Hmm.
computer.
You would be in, you wouldn't have a well, you might have a stunt double for like explosions or whatever, but you're not actually fighting. Your character doesn't fight.
Do I get a suit? If I get a suit at Marvel for sure. If not,
Hmm.
I'll
Fair.
dive into August. Like one of my it's a weird dream, but I want I want kids to dress up as me for Halloween one day. I think it'd be cool to
Hmm.
see it being like I'm this character and I'm like, hi, wow, I'm that character. But
Okay, with that then, what's your character's name in Death of Walt Disney?
Ron Miller, he's
So what if you went around this Halloween and a kid was like, I'm dressed as Ron Miller?
I'd be like,
Would
oh
that
shit.
count?
Yeah, yeah. I'd be like,
Okay.
like I'm a successful until then I'm not successful. Until Halloween costume, I'm not successful. I'm just
Hmm.
a
Okay. I guess in a joking manner and in a serious manner, what then is acting success to you? As a joke first, let's see what's
right.
like a very superficial thing that success looks like as an actor.
Um, I no longer have to drive myself around in my Infinity G37. Somebody else drives me.
Oh,
And
going straight to the show for life, huh?
the traffic in Toronto is crazy. You know how
Hmm.
much work can get done if I didn't have to drive? Shit.
Fair.
Yeah, that would be, and flights with my honey, and that'd be successful. But like,
Hmm.
um, actually,
No,
I
sorry, that's all we need. That's all we need. That's all. I'm
that's
just gonna put it
all. That's
together and just be like, wow,
all right.
Tony's really selfish.
But
He doesn't want
yes,
to end hunger. He doesn't want to, no, he just
bad hunger. I'm hungry, but
I just want to mention that there are no clouds in the sky at all.
see, that's crazy. Like
That's
when will
crazy because the eclipse just passed and it was so overcast.
I'm upset. I'm
That's so
upset.
funny. Okay, yes, go on. Sorry.
I'm so glasses that I can't see anything with. Anyways, yeah. Actually, though, I think I'm already successful. I think like um to be able to um do the job I love for a living and wake up and do this thing and to turn on a TV and be able to find myself or have people come up to me and be like, "Hey, I saw you in this. It was really dope." I think I'm already successful. It's um just like what now? How do I
Hmm,
continue, or what do I do with this level of success I've been able to acquire thus far?
okay. Was it
Which
always theater for you, or was film your first thing and then you went into theater?
I no, I started in theater. I did the conservatory at Humber, so I did
Hmm,
their theater conservatory, and then I went to York and I got my BFA there. So I always wanted to grace the stage, but the thing is, like, I didn't feel I didn't see a lot of people that look like me on stage. Um, and I didn't want to speak the text of a dead old white guy like Shakespeare. Like I've heard it so many times, and like there are so many stories about, the black existence, about um
didn't you just do like King Lear or something?
no, I did King Henry.
Henry.
But yeah, yeah, yeah. But it was called Wild Woman.
He was white. I just
But it was from like Queen Catherine's perspective. I played King Henry. It was a comedy. And if anybody knows anything about King Henry, is he married an Italian woman, Catherine de' Medici, who was unable to um give birth.
I'm so mad you said Medici.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um and So she slept with this hairy man that he had in his chambers, which like he would call a beast. And this is actually where the story Beauty and the Beast came from. This this hairy man who wasn't a beast, it was a man with a lot of hair, but you know,
Hmm.
the Elizabethan era, right?
Yeah.
Anything that was normal was weird. So um but yeah, like I was more interested in telling stories that, about wars in different country or um the black household or like being a successful black man, the way society views you. And there was a show I saw by Obsidian called Ruined, which was about
What year was this?
shit, maybe 2012, 2010, 2012, um, which is about this woman in Uganda who got the female version of circumcision, where they like
Hmm.
kind of neuter women so they can't feel pleasure. And she falls in love with this guy, and she's like, "Yeah, you can't love me because like I'm damaged goods." And anyways, it was the first all black cast I had seen in a play, and I was like, "Oh my gosh." Um, this is it for me. So I just kind of I wanted people to feel what I felt when I saw that, feel
Hmm.
the representation. I felt like I had a future after all. And in theater school, I was also underrepresented. Like there were only two black folks, and we were treated a little bit like um the industry would eat us alive. But I'm the only one working, bitches. So
I was about to say, so what's the other guy doing? This guy
washing my
took this guy took all the work.
Yep.
That's so funny. Yeah. Um, with that, in terms of diversity in stage, let alone diversity in Canadian stage, has there been a dramatic improvement? I want to say dramatic improvement in comparison to what it's been like in film and TV, but
Mhm.
respectfully, like with that, it's still not that dramatic of a change. There still needs to be more that's done. But is it a very obvious difference that like it is in film and TV versus stage?
Yeah, yeah, I would say so. Well, the difference is though, theater has we have like all black theaters and we have initiatives that kind of cater to that. Whereas, especially here in Canada, we don't really have like a black production company or a production company that kind of caters to diversity specifically.
Mm,
Um, So like Soul Pepper is now becoming a champion for diversity works, not only like people of colors, but like div different sexual orientations and um um yeah, all different walks of life, not only theater, but also musical art and visual art, like different ways of self-expression. And of course, we have Obsidian, which caters to um, theater of people of color, right? Film and TV, they are exercising inclusiveness, but there still isn't a home for people of color and people of different sex. Um, so maybe that might be, especially here in Canada, maybe that's something we would want to explore. But then we'll have like the people at the top that are like, well, aren't you, isn't that a separatist movement? And isn't that what
mm.
we're going against? And, that's a different argument entirely.
Yeah.
So for me, I
With
think theater is a lot more progressive, but theater functions differently. Theater is one of those art forms that challenges the public. And it's like, here's what society looks like. Do you like it or not?
you feel it's more like that with theater than film and TV, or are you talking?
Yeah, I feel like more so like film and TV, uh, a lot of it is entertainment based. And there
Hmm.
are I'm so butthurt about Porter because that was even though I wasn't a part of it, like like it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal work. Like all the artists involved, like right down to the product. Even BT wanted to pick it up, and then us Canada, we weren't behind our own product, and it didn't go anywhere, which is so horrible. This is an opportunity for us to talk about people of color in Canada and in a way that we've never heard before. And we just kind of bury that history because we don't want to do another season of it. It's sad. Yeah.
What if you know, or if you're willing to share, but like, what is, or would you say is the politics behind that? Where's the
I
money
don't
going?
I don't really know. I don't really I don't think I mean if you look at our American brothers and sisters, when you go to LA, you see how big it is. It becomes quite apparent that Toronto's just Canada's just not big enough. We don't have the people, so we don't have the resources. So no matter how hard we try, we can't compete with LA. We can't. Our industry is way too small. Um, but then it also hurts me when we are, rather than creating the star system within our own home, we are bringing people from other places as our number ones through number fours, and then giving the scraps to us, you know? I mean, sometimes we get like who was number one on your show, Take Two? Was he Canadian or no?
No, Rachel
Was
American,
she?
and then Eddie was American.
Yeah, but you were yeah, but you were number five on that. So thank number five, right? And number four. Number three.
Yeah,
Sick. So
I was
look at
right there.
that. Like, but like why well, like why couldn't they have hired you as number one? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
all
So
these
then
things.
how would you think, or what would it take for us to establish this quote unquote star system? Because you're not the first person who said that. But then it's like, okay, cool. How would we create and have that ranking for our star system? What would the differences be?
Um it's I would it comes down to production and them seeing a value in how us Canadians are able to compete because writers are are writing things for us and writing them with the intent to have Canadians as number ones or number twos in these and they'll pitch it and productions will be like, yeah, we love this, but let's kind of stage this in the UK and have like a British lady and like this is
Really?
a true story. Yeah, this happens. It production doesn't feel like we ourselves are enough to make money here. So we have to pull star power from elsewhere.
Hmm.
Yeah, which is crazy because our talent is immaculate. Like you are phenomenal. When I watch you work, I'm like, oh my, yeah,
Stop it. I'm not an actor. I don't know what you're talking about.
you're not an actor.
I'm not an actor. Stop it. I'm stand-up comedian now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it takes even more gustos to do that. I could never do stand up, man.
Whoa, hold on. Fuck off. You?
That's terrifying. To stand up,
How? You do it. You do it. Like, what do you mean?
I
You
have a
do it.
character to I have a character to hide behind. You know what
But
I
then
mean?
with that, like that's I guess another thing, another perspective to look at it. But then it's like, okay, create a character. And that's
Right,
why I love English comedians. English comedians, when they're on stage, they embody somebody who they're really not
right,
in real
right.
life.
Is that your
And
approach to it? Do you
no, I'm a storyteller with that. And like I find I've had more success with stories that I can pull from.
right, 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 right.
I don't know
And
what that
again,
says about me, but I wish I could be one of the ones who could just make up a funny story, but
right,
they're not
right.
that funny.
But I mean, like there there's something so comedic about the mundane and and like the ordinaries of life that
Mhm.
nobody talks about, which is like when somebody puts it to you plain and simple and you look at it, you're like, fuck, life is really tragically funny. Like
Yeah.
tragically. It's it's so sad that sometimes you just have to laugh.
No, for sure. So like even with that, where putting on a character or anything like that, are you just sticking to acting then, or are you writing?
I am, yeah, I'm writing, doing a lot of writing. Um, but even
Anything you're willing to share? What are you writing right now?
um I'm writing I'm writing this story about this world in which um prisons are overpopulated. So what they're doing is um they're inducing inmates into comas and uh like dreamlike comas and storing their bodies into prison walls like they do in the morgue. So you are to serve out your sentences in this um the the film's called Purgatory. So you're living out your sentences in purgatory. It's an interesting concept.
Does that count though? Because like you're in suspended animation now, so you're not actually living out your sentence. Because then
You're
if you get defrosted,
Mhm.
then you're just back to who you were.
It's true, but the world as you know it has moved forward. Another factor to it is like you don't age while you're in purgatory. So the world as you know it has moved forward. So once you're out of purgatory, your daughter's older, your wife maybe probably has moved on and is much older, and um
Hmm.
you have no concept of time. You are just in this dark purgatory where all you're doing is basically shoveling a hole in this muddy, what looks like Vancouver. Oh, sorry. In this muddy, rainy field until your sentence is over. You can have the benefits of life. It just means you have to spend more time in purgatory, you
Hmm.
know? So yeah. And then what
And
happens?
then is this a play? Is this feature? Is this a
Yeah,
TV show?
it would be a feature.
Okay.
It'd be a feature. So climax is the main character is released from purgatory. Um this is the first time they've been doing it, so he's released from purgatory. It's an experiment. They release him into society to see um how he assimilates back into regular life. But then a repo man comes and he starts repossessing all these inmates to come serve out the rest of their time. So gets messy. There's still a lot of kinks I need to iron out, but that's where I'm going with it.
Who's your dream cast for this?
You,
This
are
guy.
you gonna? I don't
This
know.
guy.
I
Shut
don't
up, shut
know.
up, shut up. It's cool. We don't need to know more. That was the right answer. I didn't know there was a right answer, but that
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Yeah. So, what about? Are you doing any writing?
mm, at the moment, a lot of my writing efforts going into like writing my jokes and stuff.
Yeah.
And so that being said, where you have exactly what it takes to be a comedian. You write, you have stage presence,
Mm,
right? You and one thing too that I've kind of realized is it's a monologue.
hmm
You're doing a
hmm
monologue on stage every night.
Wow.
And then the
Wow.
only thing is like you just have to cater your monologue to the time limit that you have. So it's like if you're doing a 5 minute set, it's a 5 minute monologue.
Right.
And then if it's a 15 minute set, it's a 15-minute monologue. And you're on stage for how you did it? Wasn't your last play fucking 3 hours?
That was 3 hours. That was nuts. That was nuts.
Like you can easily do it.
I don't know, man. Comedians, I give it up to y'all. There's something so naked about being up there and like, oh,
I
yeah.
think like the difference is theater is left for interpretation,
hmm
where comedy is it has to be funny.
Yeah.
And so it's like even when I first started, like I my jokes didn't. my jokes weren't punchy.
Mm.
People would like get a small laugh out of them, they get a chuckle, but it didn't punch.
Right, right.
And like other comedians would like come up to me afterwards, like, yo, you have everybody listening. So it's
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
have this stage presence, everybody is listening to you. Now you just got
Hmm.
to make it funny. Like,
Right,
oh,
right.
interesting.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
with that, and then just the concept of just rewrites, and I'm pretty sure you've already mastered the concept of it, it's okay to fail on stage.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
So then with that, where it's like you go up and you bomb trying a joke, but then you learn from it, and then you make it
Right.
better,
Yeah.
and you go back with the
Hmm.
same joke. Yeah.
Hmm.
So try it. Fuck it. Why not? Come on, come on my next show. Do
Would you ever want to do like, would you ever like hit up New York and like do a fucking,
I think
just do
so.
like,
I think
oh,
so.
crazy.
Yeah.
That'd be
Right.
crazy.
Right now I'm still in like a very transitioning stage where I don't know what I want to
Hmm.
do.
Hmm.
Where right now I'm still in the process of my green card. So even if that gets approved, am I gonna go spend time in the States, or am I just gonna wait for an opportunity to come and then
Hmm.
I head down? So I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, like, I would encourage you to go out there and do it. You might hate it. Like my been to LA a couple of times now, and I don't like it. I don't like it. But
Same what like with LA too, where it's like it's the energy in LA
yeah,
where it's I'll gladly go there for work and only work. I don't want to live in LA. I don't even want to live in California.
yeah.
And so I also do just have to mention, I think it's really racist how your filter thinks your hand is the background.
So racist. Yo, listen, out of control. I'm not gonna let it.
It's so weird, just like seeing just a blurry, it's like your hand
Yeah,
is censored out. So now
yeah,
it almost looks like it's a penis, right? Coming at your face.
yeah. If you screenshot this, I'll be mad. Yeah, see the palm of my hand and it's like white. Let's blur that out, please.
That's so weird. But yeah, I wouldn't move there. I'd just be there for work. And so, yeah. What was
Yeah.
your experience? Why does it feel like that for you?
Man, I don't know whether it's because I went there with the expectation that it would feel different, maybe, like
That's the
it would,
exact same thing for me.
yeah.
And it like
Like,
ruined the magic of it for me.
yeah. Where did you go where did you stay when you first went?
When I first went, when I first went, I kind of did the cliche way. So I was like right in the heart of everything. I was
Yeah, that's what I did.
yeah. So yeah, I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah, the poverty and
mm,
the and yeah, the energy of everyone is somebody, but not quite yet.
yeah.
Um, it just uh I maybe because we're from here, but like there's so much merits to the work rather than the reputation, and it kind of felt a little bit different there. Felt like the reputation.
Say that one more time. There's
There's so
more
much
merits to the work.
than the reputation here in Canada. So everyone's just like, we just want to do the best work we can here. Over there, it just felt like everyone was chasing a reputation rather than doing good work. And that
Hmm.
just
Yeah, yeah,
kind of hurt my feelings a little bit.
yeah. No, I feel that. Um, my experience was first and foremost like LA to me in my mind was Hollywood. LA was Hollywood. Red
Mm,
carpets and thing and all that stuff. So that was like the first thing was the visual of it was off, where
mm,
Hollywood is just the strip. It's Hollywood Boulevard in between
hmm.
like two streets.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so, and it's like, and you have the concept of the beach just being right there. The beach isn't there. And
Yeah, yeah,
then downtown LA, like doesn't feel like a downtown at all. So it's like this is your financial hub. This is
Yeah.
where your work gets done, but it doesn't feel like it. And so that, and then in an emotional state where it just felt like it's so many broken dreams
Right.
and people are deluded. And it's
Yeah.
like it's that's the unfortunate thing of being an artist is you kind of have to live in that delusion. You have to
Yeah.
believe in this delusion.
Yeah.
And with that, you have to really understand where the line is between you being talented and you needing work.
Mm.
And when you have this delusion of, oh, I can make it, all of a sudden you think you're the most talented person in the world. And then that lends to you not doing any work. And then that's where you just see a lot of these people in Hollywood. And that's how people end up on fucking Skid Row from the artists' side
Yeah.
of things, is they feel like they're gonna make it. They think they're
Yeah.
gonna make it. And then
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
pride is so big that they still hold that mentality. And it's like I went to a few parties there and like, oh, this is an Oscars like pre-party, but
Hmm.
then you have people there just hoping to shake hands with people just so they can get their break. And it's like I thought so I'm there thinking this is like a celebration when it's work for people there as well. And it's
Yeah.
like people are just hungry in a different way and it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's same thing, man. Same. Yeah.
And then also like this one's stupid, but it's like I have this vision that everybody in LA is an actor.
Me too.
And then you meet people where it's like, I don't want to be an actor at all. It's like, what?
Yeah.
You live here. This makes no sense. What's the purpose of living here? Get out of here.
You're taking up real estate. Like,
I don't know. Uh,
yeah. Yeah,
but
it's sad. And also like the fact that like the the um the the Hollywood stars are like covered in urine and shit. Like,
but so with that now creating the star system over in Canada, it's like we tried the our Toronto Hollywood Walk of Fame thing. So it's like,
foundation.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like, what do we
But
need to
nobody,
do differently to make our star system actually a star system?
um uh yeah. Well, we have legacy. We have legacy, but like that's the only thing. Like we don't have any like we're not doing like we're not trying. We're
Which
not
is legacy
trying.
again?
Legacy's that Shamir Anderson
I was
and
about to say, so when you say we, I don't know if I fall under this we for legacy.
no, I mean yeah, I mean they had a what's her name? Yeah, they have light skins and you're light
Uh,
skins, yeah. I mean
am
like
I?
we have Canada, I mean have legacy. Uh
Okay. Gotcha. Cool, cool,
and
cool.
we need more of that though. We
Yeah.
need like televised award shows that like is the is the Canadian Actress Screen
The
Awards.
CSAs?
Yeah, is that televised?
I don't, it's not televised. No, it's not. You just
Mm,
got the Junos. The Junos
mm.
are televised.
See, we need televised like the actor awards aren't televised.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, we need to create a star where people can tune in and be like, oh, these guys are Canadian and this is what they're doing, and let the public know. Like
Hmm.
Reacher, when I went to LA, Reacher was everywhere on every like the poster was on every wall, on everywhere. It's filmed at home. We're not talking about it here.
Hmm.
Do you know what I mean? It's huge over there on buses everywhere. I'm like, but here, nobody's, it's on a belt, like one banner on like a bus shelter if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Why? Why aren't we
Hmm. Yeah.
that push? We need to care is where we start.
Hmm. I hear that, but it's like I just don't see it being a reality here. I don't know if that's me just being a pessimist about the situation or if it lends closer to realism. But
Mm. I think it lends closer to realism, but the only people are gonna, but we also have our peers that are now transitioning into these positions of power, right?
hmm,
As we get older, our peers are they're either transitioning into directing or transitioning into being like presidents of the DGC or whatever the case may be. And they're the ones that are slowly trying to um, implement change. And as long as there's a desire, a fight for that, inevitably we can, but it's gonna have to happen within the community, within the people that care. Just like the legacy, these two brothers that are actors have nothing to do with that side of things. We're able to create a televised event where we can celebrate actors of color, or even not even, it's not only actors now, it's musicians, it's comedians, like they're starting to
hmm,
expand, you know?
yeah. Yeah, that's a fair point. That's a valid point. Hmm. One thing too, like, I don't know, I feel there's just attention on the wrong things.
Mhm.
And so it's like for ACTRA, I want I want them to kind of regulate the taxes.
Mm,
And I feel like that's one big thing that separates this industry is like, and I guess it also lends to this star system is cities want to hire local, and that's just for the tax break for the production. So it's
right.
like, why would you fly somebody from LA all the way to Toronto? Why can't you fly somebody from Vancouver to Toronto?
Yeah.
And it's just when it comes to the money that they want to save. And it's like if they can make the tax break uniform throughout the entire nation,
Right.
then all of a sudden this parenthesis of local hires only wouldn't
hmm
matter.
hmm
Because like there's so many amazing projects that are happening in fucking Vancouver
Yeah. Yep.
that y'all ain't reading for. And it's
Yeah.
like it
Yeah.
sucks.
It really does. There was a period where I wanted to live in Vancouver. I
I know. We
really,
were all doing it.
exactly.
Yeah.
It was a flex. It
Hmm.
was a flex. And still, I
With
mean,
that, would you move anywhere to further yourself right now, or would you want to just
um,
do everything from here, or can you do
I
everything from here?
I'm still sitting on the edge of like doing 6 months in LA, and because I have my visa. So
LA over New York?
I love New York so much more, but my manager lives in LA, so I would want to be closer to her. But I
Why
love
is
New
that?
York. Why would I want to be closer to my manager?
Yeah.
Just so we can uh the closer I am to her, the more she gets to know me. The more she gets to know me, the harder she'll push for me. Just
Hmm.
like the stakes are higher for her, you know?
Hmm.
Um, but I love New York, man. When I was searching for representation, I wanted I wanted rep in New York so bad. And my
Hmm.
wife also loves New York, so she's like, if we gotta up and go to New York, I'm about that life. And it's
Hmm.
so close to home and it's similar to home, and I love the culture. I could get behind New York. I remember when I was training in New York, I did like a Meisner class in New York. I couldn't sleep one night, 3 a.m. So I'm like, well, I'm just gonna take a walk in New York City. Not at all frightened that like I'd get jumped and like raped because I'm such a handsome young man. But I decided to take a walk in Times Square. And there's maybe like 20 dudes in the middle of Times Square just like beatboxing and freestyling. Man, I had to get all up in there and just hit a hot 16. It was like 3 a.m., like just a bunch of dudes like rapping and enjoying the summer in New York. I'm like, this is like this culture. I love this. Where else can you go and drop a hot 16 at 3 a.m.
I'm pretty like I don't know if that's like part of that culture. I think you just interrupted a group of friends and
Nah, they didn't know each other. It was like, hey, young blood, where you from, man? And I'm like,
yeah.
Toronto. Like, yeah, y'all spit like that over there. I'm like, man, see, y'all don't even know about Toronto. Like,
See,
how
this
are you?
is why people think that we're not rappers here because they probably heard you and they're like, "Ha, yeah, yeah."
Yeah, and that's that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
we're sorry we asked you, bro.
yeah, it became five people very quickly. Yeah,
Hmm,
but it was dope. Like I got to meet cool people. I got to hear stories from um people that lived in New York, and I'm like, shit, I can't live here. Everyone's like, yeah, you need at least two jobs to be able to survive out here. It's expensive in New York.
yeah,
You can't have one job and just do that damn thing. You need a, I'm like, wow,
yeah.
who would have thought?
Professionally speaking, just because you brought it up, you brought up Meisner.
Hmm.
What is something that a Meisner performer or Meisner actor needs to understand to implement Meisner work in a production?
Um,
Because if I'm not making sense, Meisner's very raw,
hmm.
but you have these actors thinking that this is gold when it
Hmm.
obviously isn't. And you can tell a Meisner actor, you can
Yeah,
spot him a mile away.
yeah, yeah.
What's something they need to understand to make that translate?
Meisner, you can't get Meisner right. It's not a thing that you get right. If you're trying to get the technique right, it's not Meisner. Meisner is about listening. It's about being present in the moment with your partner and so present that you're picking up every single nuance. If they pick their nose, oh, you're nervous. I'm nervous. You're nervous. I'm nervous. You're nervous. Oh, that's funny. It's funny. Oh, that's funny. It's funny. And like that's the kind of world Meisner lives in. It's living in the now and it's full attention on your and sometimes your partner gives you nothing and then you're just repeating stuff back and forth until something changes, but you're not making things up. You're living in the present.
Hmm.
And it's not something you can get right. It's exploration. And
Yeah,
that doesn't end. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. Yeah. I like that. That makes sense. It actually does. Um, I wanted to touch on Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, that's filmed here.
Yeah. American
Um,
production filmed here.
and then were you a fan of the original?
I had never seen the original. I had never,
Damn.
yeah, I had never seen the original. Just because I'm a 90s baby. It was in the 80s, so it was a little past my time. But when I
That
got
was
the
early 90s.
late 80s, Ghost Rider? Yeah, late 80s.
No, no. Really?
Yeah, late 80s. 88, if I'm not mistaken. Um, yeah, so like
1992.
but
Like,
when did it start though? Probably 80. Yeah, 88.
was it a different Ghost Rider?
No, same. I think
It
it
was
started.
it was the show and the back in the day show where they had and then there's like a ghost that like yeah,
Yeah,
no, from
yeah.
1992 to 1995.
I was 2 years old.
Hmm, that's fair. Hmm, okay, that's fair.
Um, I was
I keep
two,
forgetting all you guys. I'm older than all of you guys. Fucking
not by
guy.
much, but like I
Ah,
was barely watching X-Files when I was young, man. I would hear the music and I'd like run to the other room.
it wasn't a drama. It wasn't scary. It was on like YTV.
Yeah, but anything with the word ghost in it, brother, forget that.
That's funny.
You were afraid of the dark, that music would start and I'd gun it. Get me out of there, boy.
That's funny. Oh man. Tell me about filming that. So like this is was this your first one with that many days?
Yeah, that was my first series regular. And yeah, it was great because it was during the pandemic, and it was the first time that I got to play on the field post-pandemic. So just kind of feeling what that would be like with the nose probing and the mask mandates and the getting paid to do tests twice a week.
How many days or how many days, how many months after the ban was lifted, then did you guys start production?
Uh, I would say 2 months after.
And then because Toronto went into like a second lockdown. So then
Yeah.
were you guys affected by that?
This was 2 months after the second lockdown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So, things were still a little weird, but film was very much like, uh, stay your ass home because we're paying you to, and we will test you twice a week. So we'll make sure we know that that's what you're doing, and then come to work. And if
Did any of that affect your work? Having to like be COVID diligent?
uh I had to no, it didn't affect my work, but I had to take this vaccine, which I wasn't on completely on board for. That was another like, you had to kind of make a weird compromise between doing the job uh that that will be a part of your legacy, and this kind of new way of the world that's kind of being imposed on you. So such a I only have um 2 shots. I didn't go forth and do my third and sixth and ninth. Um, that's where I kind of drew the line, and they were fine with that. Just like, show your 2 vaccines, and then like we'll look at you for the job. But yeah, it was cool. It was cool to be a part of that production. Most people on it were American. I was number 4 on the sheet, so 1 through 3 were all um American, Texas, from LA. And it's interesting. I went out for a different character who was wasn't it more recurring than series regular, and then I didn't get that, but they called me in for a more substantial role, which was really cool.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's one big takeaway, the most obvious takeaway that you learned from that set?
One of my major takeaways is that everyone is to be treated like with respect and care and love, because your reputation.
Okay, I was about to say, I was like, did you not get respected on your other sets?
Uh, I mean, yes, but not a lot of people, not a lot of people lead with that, and people do let their name and reputation get to their head, and then they enter set, they get on set with this kind of uh feeling that they're the biggest person that walks this that to
Hmm,
do Canadian like film and TV, and your ass will get fired. They will fire you if you come with this behavior.
yeah.
You're not better than anybody. We're all working collaboratively to tell a story, do our best work. So maybe we can get nominated for some shit and be gracious enough to get another season so we can continue telling stories that we love. Don't try to ruin it for other people, you
Hmm,
know? And I've been on quite a few sets where people have been fired, or, the show's coming to an end earlier than it should have because of, the behavior of select few. It's kind of crazy. That ego thing comes in quick and it comes in hot.
hmm, yeah, fair. You mentioned being nominated, getting nominated. You're nominated. How
Yeah,
does
we were
how
nominated.
how is that experience being? nominated for the best
And,
leading man. What the hell? Like that's
yeah,
best actor. You got nominated for best actor. That's
yeah.
crazy.
I thought you were talking about Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider was nominated for an Emmy, which was really cool. But it was even cooler to be nominated for best leading role. Um, I can't. I mean, again, you just do the work and you go and you just dig in, and one day you look up and I didn't even know. I woke up one morning and my phone was blowing up and everyone was like, congratulations. And I knew the show got nominated and the director got nominated. I didn't know my name was in the pool. I hadn't seen it anywhere. And I'm like, thank you. Thanks. Yeah, that's cool that the show got nominated. And then someone sent me a screenshot of my name, outstanding actor in a leading role. And I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Me? Me?
And then how did you feel that affected you and the opportunities that you were getting after that?
Um, I feel like people started asking questions about, oh, who's this guy? What's his reputation? What is he like to work with? And again, reputation, man, because I lead with respect, because I lead with love, and I don't judge the work. That's what people have to say about me about being in the room with me. So I started getting straight offers and I started taking meetings and people were excited about finding out more about the person I was as much outside the work as I am inside the work. I'm not outside a lot, so not a lot of people get to know me intimately, you know?
Mm,
Um and I do a good job at like keeping myself reading and trying to work on something, if not trying to work on myself. Um, so yeah, a lot of people were taking more of an interest as to who is this gentleman, like really, and what else can they offer? So now I've been playing a wide range of characters and um, not auditioning all the time. Some of them are straight offers, but I am very excited when I get the opportunity to audition because I get to play
get the fuck
with
out of here. Get out of here.
just did an audition
Man,
today.
yo,
Like,
I'm getting straight to offer, but yeah, no, I love having to also need to work for my paycheck. No, that's
yeah,
totally this
yeah.
guy.
Because like also like it's not it's also not about like this job. When I'm in an audition, it's yes, it's about that job, but like there are future projects coming up. You get to show your range, you get to secure a job like for the future, which is something that your reputation can only take you so far. You know what I mean? I
Mm,
like to secure the job for the future so I don't have to do that work later. If I have to do it now, why fucking not? I'll
mm,
do that. I got time. You know what I mean? Then
yeah,
you'll send me the straight offer next time because you saw me in the room today. I'm about that. I'm
mm,
about that.
that's fair.
Yeah, man. That's like one of the things I talk to a lot of my colleagues about it. Like yeah, audition hurts and it sucks to prepare only to hear nothing, but also sometimes it's not the right role, but it's not like they don't remember you for when the right role does come along.
Yeah.
I auditioned for like 15 times for Murdoch Mysteries and like nothing. Like, well, I guess I'm not Murdoch material. Come to find out they were just looking for the most lucrative role for me, something that's worth me coming on and then them not seeing me again after, like a good chunky role, not the guy, paper here. And then they see your work and you're like, this guy's good. If I book him for this, we won't see him again for the other season. Is it worth, you know what
Mm,
I mean?
yeah. That was good that was a good accent there. That was you pulled that right out.
Yeah.
That's just
Uh,
that classically trained
yeah,
acting
Paperboy.
right there. That was
The
good.
Paperboy,
Wow.
that's my go-to.
I
That's my
just you just sunk me back into the 1920s there with that. I was like, wow, he can
Lisa.
be.
Yeah.
That's
Can be a
funny.
poor Paperboy.
Uh, um, I wanted to leave on this note. But tell me the workout routine, man. I see you posting the workouts every day. You're grinding every day. What is the Tony Ofori workout routine?
All right, man. So first and foremost, I cannot do the workout without the superhero shirts. The superhero shirts are a must. And I know some people clown me on the other side. They're like, man, what is that spandex ass Avengers shirt my boy's wearing with his nipples all out? Yes, I can't start my workout regimens without that. That's my go-to first. So, I Monday to Friday, weekends off. Monday chest, um, Tuesday shoulders, Wednesdays back.
Jeez,
Um, yeah, uh,
you're that person that just one muscle group a day.
yeah.
You're
Thursdays,
crazy.
thighs and thighs, and then Fridays, legs. But I also do karate 3 times a week. So some days I get double workouts.
Damn. That's what it
Yeah.
takes to be Dar nominated,
You know what I'm saying?
to to be a series regular,
You know
to
what I'm saying?
be to be given offers, straight to offers,
Take that
just
off. For
working
now,
forever.
for now, I'm blessed. I'm very humble that I again I get the opportunity to tell the stories that I love, and I feel like it's my purpose. So hopefully I change lives with the stuff that I do.
Hmm. I want to leave on this cliche note then. What's your dream role?
Blade, I want to play Blade. I want to
Hmm.
play Blade.
Fair. With that, so you're keeping up with the karate, you're working
Hmm.
out.
Hmm.
How's your sword work?
Oh, my sword work is phenomenal. Well,
Really?
I started that in theater school. They train you in rapier and dagger, and longsword, broadsword. So I started that there. So that's in there. That's in the wheelhouse. That's where I started. I just
Hmm.
need I just need someone to look at a Canadian dark skinned fella for a blade, you know?
Man, I don't think it has to be you have to add the dark skin because they're already looking at Mahershala. So it's like now the Canadian. So
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
I heard he's now no longer attached to it. Is
Oh,
that
really?
true? Something happened where
I've
they
been hearing that,
stopped.
but like, I don't know, man. They've been stopping production a lot, but I don't think he'd pass that up. That'd
Hmm.
probably be that would take his career to another level.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
What
that's
then have you tried any means to kind of like did you ever try to play the social media game and to post like any of your swordsmith stuff or having friends like compile a reel and make it like superhero-esque and stuff? Have you ever tried to
that's the next thing I have in the works. I have a
Hmm,
few um stunt and fight choreographers that I love working with. I started working with them in theater school, and I've been working with them in my career since. I just worked with Anita and Three Sisters, so like we work together every year. But yeah, that's in the works, like an actual. I would call it a proof of concept, basically, and see how it can catch on. But yeah, that's in
yeah,
the works. I just haven't had time because I've just been um working.
fair. Yeah. I've just been always employed. Like I don't know what it means. And what?
Um,
You're not working as an actor? That's weird.
I
That's
mean,
funny.
we're always working as actors,
That's
but I
fair.
just,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
There's
Just haven't.
this one joke that's just like it's very harsh, but I I found it funny how a lot of unemployed actors were using the strike as the reason as to why they weren't employed. Like the worst part about the strike ending was now those actors didn't have an excuse
Oh,
anymore.
excuse. Yeah,
Is
well, people go like,
it
then the strike happened, and you know how that was. Oh yeah, no,
it's like, yo, the strike's been done for 5 years. You're still
yeah,
not
man.
working.
Yeah, man, it's hard. It's hard.
Oh man, that's funny. I just want to make it known that I am Tony's biggest fan.
Woo!
Um, I don't know anybody else out there who drove 4.5 hours to see this guy. I did, just
Yeah, you
saying.
did.
And I hope the world gets to see you in action, man. You're phenomenal. You have a gift, and yeah, Canadian
Thank
actors. It's like I think you would share the same sentiment too, where it's just like you just got to put in the work, and hopefully, you just find the right stages. But it's like I don't know how else to mildly put this, but there's so many actors I feel that are getting these opportunities because they're playing that social media game,
Yeah, yeah,
and then they're not they don't have the work to showcase.
I would agree. Yeah.
It sucks. But yeah, hopefully those opportunities come your way, man. And I'm looking forward to all the W's you got lined
Pendulum,
up.
pendulum always swings, so fingers crossed. We'll go through it together, brother.
Hmm. I like the sounds of that. But yeah, everybody, y'all, thanks for tuning in. The Two Degrees Podcast brought to you by the Play On Foundation. If you need to check out more and learn more about the Play On Foundation, check out www.letsplayon.org for more information about how to become part of this fight of brain aneurysm development and prevention awareness. But other than that, y'all, thanks for joining in. Tony, thanks for coming. And
Thanks so much, man.
mag-ingat kayo.
Latris.
Sweet.